So now let's start sketching in SolidWorks, and for that I'll go to the sketch tab. I'll select the sketch tool and a plane. I'll select front plane for this. Alright, and we are ready to start sketching. So you can start with the sketch panel right here, and you can select any of the sketch tools, or you can type S for the shortcut palette, and from here also you can select the sketch tools. I'll make a couple of lines, so I will select the line tool from here. Now if you click this arrow which is right beside the line tool, you'll see all the other line tools that we have, and when you hover your cursor for a moment on any of these tools, you'll get a tooltip with this kind of animation that shows the way this tool works, and this is same for all the other tools as well. So you can just select the tool and hover over it and you'll see the way it works. I'll select the simple line tool. Now you can start your line tool simply by clicking at a point. So click at a point and then let go your cursor. Don't click and hold your cursor. Don't click and just hold your left click. Just click let go. Though if you click and hold your cursor, you'll still get a line, but it's not that required kind of thing. So you can click, let go, then again, click again and again and again, and you'll have your lines. Now once you're done making your line, you can press escape key to exit out of the line command. Now let me select it all, and to do that I'll just make a box. So this time I'll click and hold my left click, and I'll make a window just by dragging my mouse, and now I'll press the delete key to delete everything that I have here. Alright, let's go to line again, and this time I'll make a closed loop with line tool. So I'll start with this origin point and I'll make a horizontal line. Now before I do that, I want to drive your attention to these things. So here when I'm moving my cursor, you can see that this value is changing, and that's actually the length, and it's actually showing the length in the current unit, which is millimeter. So right now it is approximately 48, then 55, 59, 60 and 61 and so on. So as I'm moving it towards right, it's changing that value. So you can approximately see the length and make your line. Another thing is this yellow box with this line icon. Now that's a constraint. So in this case it is applying the horizontal constraint on this line, which means if I make this line now, if I click here, I'll end up with a line that will remain horizontal, because as soon as I clicked, now you can see that we have that horizontal constraint added right here. Not only that, we also have a new constraint called coincident. Now that constraint will keep this line connected at the origin. So since we started with the origin, SolidWorks will ensure that it remains connected at that point. Now I've started the line. I'll click on another point here. Now here what I see is length, so I'll just click again, then again randomly. But before I do that, just look at all these yellow dotted lines. Now these yellow dotted lines are the reference lines, and they will help you make your drawing precisely. So in this case, if you want to make a line which is perpendicular to your existing line, then simply move over this yellow dotted line, and now it's perpendicular, and when it is, it will show you once again that perpendicular constraint or the perpendicular relation. Similarly, if you just move over this line, it will show you this collinear constraint, which will basically let you make line which is collinear with the previous one. So you will end up having all of these constraints. Now we have this blue constraint that is for the perfectly horizontal line with respect to our current XY axis. And if you move over to any existing point, for example here, if I move close to this midpoint, it will highlight that as well. So now that's the midpoint. If I move over this, it will show you the endpoint and endpoints and so on. So in this case, I'll randomly click here and I'll ensure that none of these references are highlighted, and I'll just click here, and then maybe I'll just click on this point. And as soon as I clicked here to create a closed loop, this will turn into this kind of gray background. Now this gray background indicates that we now have a completely closed loop of our drawing. Alright, I'll just press escape key now to exit out of this command. And here we have our simple geometry made with lines. Now in this case, the color of this drawing is blue. Most of these lines are blue in color, but we do have this line which is black. Now the blue color indicates undefined or underdefined geometry, which means you can change its geometry, you can change its length, shape, and so on. So if I grab any of these endpoints, I can simply deform it. I can just grab these lines to just move it along. So I can just change these things, but not for this one. Now this one is black in color, and that's because we already have a constraint called horizontal added here. So I won't be able to make it something else. I mean, I won't be able to make it vertical or change its angle even if I try to, because it is completely horizontal just because of this constraint. Now if you want to constrain other geometries here, all you need to do is just select that. So in this case, I'll select this line, and when you select any geometry, it will show you some constraints or relations. So right now these three relations can be added here. You can add a horizontal relation that will make it completely horizontal like this one, a vertical relation, it's going to make it perfectly vertical, and a fixed relation which will keep it fixed at its exact location. I want to make it vertical, so I'll just click on vertical, and there we have it. It's vertical now. All right, let's select this line now, and again I'll go to horizontal, and now this one is horizontal. Finally, I'll press escape, I'll select this line, and I'll make it vertical again. So I'll go to vertical, and now we have a perfect rectangle. I'll press escape, and there we have it. Now we have constrained all the lines, we have added relations everywhere, but still this is not fully constrained. We do have these two black lines, but not these two. These were still blue, and you can change the geometry just by grabbing these lines. You can still change it, though you won't be able to change this line or this line, and that's why we have these two black lines here. These are black because we cannot change its length along these directions. But how to make it completely constrained? Okay, for that you need to restrict the length of these lines. So basically you need to add a dimension. But before we do that, I want to draw your attention towards this thing. Right now this drawing is underdefined or not fully constrained, and when it's like that, SolidWorks will show you here on the status bar the status of your line. So it is underdefined. Actually we have a couple of lines here, so it will show you the status of your geometry. Now let's add some dimensions, and for that I'll go to this Smart Dimension tool. All right, I'll click on this line, and then I'll click here. When I do that, SolidWorks will add this constraint here, and this is basically the current length of this line. It's 117.28. I'll make it 100 units. So I'll just type 100 and I'll press enter. All right, now this length is 100. And let's do the same here. So I'll click on this line, I'll click here, and I'll just type 50 for this, and I'll press enter, and that's 50 now. So as you can see, when I change the dimension here, SolidWorks will change the geometry as well. And when I added the first dimension, SolidWorks will ensure that no matter what length of your geometry is, it will just scale it down so that the first length becomes equal to 100 unit, and then every other geometry will change its size accordingly. Now let's look here. We have it as fully defined. Now everything is black, and you can see the same thing here on the status bar. It's fully defined sketch, and you cannot change its shape or its geometry even by moving any of these grips. And that's how you should make your geometry. So whenever you are making 2D sketches, try to make it fully constrained before you exit out of the sketch environment. Now in this case, I have completed my sketch, so I'll click on this close sketch option, and here we are. Now we are out of the sketch environment. Now if you want to move back to sketch and make modifications in this, all you need to do is just select your sketch, and then from this pop-up palette select edit sketch. Alternatively, you can also go to the feature tree and right click on the sketch and select edit sketch. In this case we don't have that because we are already in the sketch environment. Let's now talk about the line tool. So for that, I'll directly go to the line tool, and I'll select a plane, maybe front plane again. Now if you start making your line tool you will get a pretty random line. You can make it in any direction, kind of like this. I'll start with origin. I can click, and click to make my lines. Now it's as easy as that, and you can just click on as many points as you want to make your line. Now to exit out of this command, all you need to do is press escape key and the command will exit. And if you want to start your line again, go to line, and once again you'll have the line tool. Now there is also another workflow of repeating the commands. For that, I'll first delete it all. I'll make a window and I'll press delete key to delete it all. I'll now go to line tool. I'll start from origin and I'll make a couple of lines. Now I'm not going to press escape key, because if you want to repeat the same command, you don't need to press escape key. Simply double click your left mouse button. So just double click and the command will exit, and also the same command will start. So once again, I'm back in the line command. I can again start making my line. Now if you want to once again exit and start the same command, double click, and there we are. Now once again, I'll select it all and I'll delete it. Now I'll go to the line tool again, and this time let's look at the properties palette here. So on the property manager, we have several tools here related to the line command. Now what we have selected here is called as sketched in the orientation panel. So when you make anything, it will be made as you prepare this sketch. So it will just move it in any direction. But if we constrain it, so I'll go to line, and now if I change the orientation to horizontal, SolidWorks will now make line only in 0 degree direction, which means you'll only end up with horizontal lines. And after every line command, the command will exit. So you can make several horizontal lines, but you cannot make it in any other direction. No matter how high or how far you move away from that line, you'll still have the horizontal line. Now to exit out of this, click this green check mark, and then you'll move back to this property manager from where you can select the different orientations. So you can go to as sketched or maybe vertical. Now your lines will be vertical. So now you can only make vertical lines. Similarly, I'll again click here, and now I'll go to angle. And in this case, you can specify an angle and your line will remain restricted to that angle. So I'll type in 30 and I'll click, and look at this. Now we have lines exactly at the angle of 30 degrees. All right, I'll press escape to exit out of this, and I'll just delete it all. So I'll select it all, I'll delete it. This was not selected, so I'll just click on it and delete it. Let's go to line tool again. Now we have seen the orientation option. Let's go to options. Now in the options, we have the first option called for construction, and this will let you make lines basically which are construction geometries. So I'll select this checkbox and I'll make a line, and now you'll end up with this construction line. Now you can use these construction lines for center line of geometries, or maybe for circles and arcs, and you can also convert a simple line into construction line. So if you have a simple line, and I'll press escape key, and if you want to convert it into a construction line kind of like this, then you can select the line and go to the options here in the properties manager and click on this for construction checkbox, and your line will be converted to construction line. Now we also have another kind of line here. So I'll once again go to the line tool and I'll select the infinite line. Now this will let you make an infinite line, which is like this. So I'll click at a point, and now I have horizontal, vertical, or any inclined line that you can make. So I'll make a vertical one, and then I'm going to click here and I'll make a horizontal one. Now these are infinite lines. Once again, let's go back to this, and now we have the last option called midpoint line. Now this option will let you start your line from the midpoint. So I'll click at a point here, and if I move my cursor, look at this, the line will stretch in both the directions. So basically it will start from the midpoint and it will extend equally in both the directions, and well, that's how you can make the midpoint line. Now I'll delete all of these. So in this case, you can make a window to delete these, but what about this? You cannot make a window large enough to include it completely because, well, these are infinite lines. For this case, you can make a crossing window. Now, crossing window is this. When you click towards right and move your cursor towards left, you get this crossing window. Anything which touches the window will be selected. But in case of selection window, which we use to make, well, let me first make a couple of lines to explain that. So I'll press escape. Now the selection window is this. I'll click at a point and now I'll move my cursor towards right, and what I'm getting here is a selection window. Now everything inside the window will be selected. So as you can clearly see, these three lines are the only lines which are selected. This line, which is partially inside and partially outside the window, won't be selected. So that's the selection window. But in case of construction, I'll press escape key, I'll click at a point and I'll move towards left. Now I'm getting a construction window. I'll make a similar kind of window where these three lines are completely inside. This one is partially inside and partially outside. Still everything will be selected, because in case of the crossing window, all the lines which are inside as well as on the boundary will be selected. So now I can select and press delete key. Now these tools, the construction line, the simple line and the midpoint line, are also available directly on the line tool. So you can go to line tool and select the center line as well from here. So just expand the line tool, select center line, and now you have a center line tool here. You can also go to this and select the midpoint line. That's the midpoint line. So again, I'll just select it all and I'll delete it. Now finally, you can convert your line tool into arc very easily, kind of like this. So I'll start the line tool, I'll click at a point and I'll make a simple horizontal line. Now again, it will start the line obviously, but if you want to convert it into arc, all you need to do is go back to the same point, but don't click, just go back to this point and now move it out again. And this time what we have is an arc. Now the way you move out this line will decide the type of arc which you will get. So in this case, I'll move this cursor back to this point and this time I'll start from this point, and look at this. Now I'm getting arc in this direction. Again, I'll move here and now I'll start in this direction and the arc is here. If I move exactly here, what I'm getting is this. Now if I move here, I'm getting a tangent arc. So depending on the direction, your arc will change. Once you've made your arc, it's back to the line tool. And that was all about creating lines in SolidWorks.